This is the Junkman
and wife,
and we're going to do the dump cake cook-off. Alright, to get started with this recipe that was outlined by Mike J for this cook-off is red tart pitted cherries in cans, 2 cans. Then also the soda, which is a 23 flavor soda. I guess across the pond in the old country they gotta Google this stuff to find out what it exactly is. It's an agnostic beverage. And then a Betsy Crocker cake mix, chocolate. And of course, we're at high altitude here, so we have to sort of, come on, focus, modify the recipe just a little bit with what, baking soda? Is that what we're using?
Flour.
Oh, flour. Okay.
Extra quarter cup.
Alright, shows what I know about baking. And then we got our vegetable spray for greasing the pan. So, Katie, you want to start mixing it up? It says grease the pan first.
Well, first I'm going to do this.
Oh, yeah, we probably ought to mix that and get that all mixed up first. And mixed in, because it might be hard to get it all mixed together when we dump and bake according to the recipe. I guess this is the only mixing because of our modification. And
I have to do this with pretty much any boxed cake mix.
Yeah,
and also any cookie recipe, cake recipe.
Yeah, we're at high altitude. We're at almost 7,000 feet, so water takes a lot longer to boil, and cake mixes and other confectionaries kind of take a little extra.
It's either add extra flour or cut my leavening agent in half. I figured out flour works the best, adding the extra flour. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how it is for you over in the old country. You're probably, highest points are probably around, what, 3,000 feet or something? I don't know. Somebody will tell me in the comments. Grease in the pan here. And that other sound you hear is our oven preheating. We got a convection oven, so you're just hearing the fan run a little. It says dump the cherries out, spread them out evenly along the base of the pan, is what the instruction says.
That's a lot of cherries.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty sweet. And although I'm wondering, because we're using an agnostic beverage here, if we're going to have an agnostic cake, because it'll taste like cherry but not exactly cherry. And of course we got a 20 ouncer here, so we're going to have to measure out, for the recipe calls for 12 ounces of our agnostic beverage here. Okay, and the recipe says dump the cake mix on top of the cherries and spread it out as best you can. Get it as even as possible. This looks like a lot of cake mix and not a lot of soda. Or pop, as I think those southern people call it.
I don't know, I grew up saying pop.
Yeah, and I'm from the Midwest too, so I don't know why I call it soda.
Because we moved out here and they call it soda.
What do you guys call it across the pond in the old country? Is it sody pop? Fizzy lifting drinks? That's what I remember some movie that was filmed, or supposed to be filmed over there, called it. That was a bad joke. Beeping tells me our oven is preheated. Alright, and it says dump.
See, no mess, Mike J. No mess.
And it says try to cover as much of the cake as possible with our soda, which I don't know. This seems iffy to me, but I guess we'll see. because then
Actually, I'm going to add just a bit more because of our altitude.
that's going against the recipe.
Because of the altitude. I'm going to add just a couple ounces.
Okay.
Because we added a 1/4 cup of flour.
That's
to
true.
compensate for the liquid.
Yeah, that's true. We have extra
I'm gonna add
baking.
2 extra ounces is all.
All right. Well, I don't think 2 extra ounces is going to make it. I'm skeptical of this.
Okay. Well, it's ready to go in the oven.
Okay. And it says 35 to 45 minutes, and of course check.
Done.
And we'll be back in a bit. While I'm waiting, I don't know. I only think I taste about 22 flavors in this one. Maybe they skipped one. Alright, well there's some bubbling, but I can see some, still some raw cake batter or stuff that didn't get covered with soda. I pretty much expected that. Pretty clean.
Pretty clean. I'm going to say it's done.
Okay, well we'll let it sit a while and we'll see what it tastes like. Alright, I'm the junk man. It's done. It's hot and there's pieces of uncooked cake mix in this. So I've got my tea like a proper gentleman, and let's give it a try. Chocolatey and cherries. I mean it tastes like chocolate and cherries. I'm not a huge fan of cherries, but I do like chocolate. It's pretty good, except for I get a piece with the dried cake mix. I guess it kind of finishes mixing in your mouth, but presentation is not very good. Seems like it needs more soda. It needs that whole 20-ounce bottle, in my opinion. But it's all right, I guess. But definitely fail as a dump and bake, which you definitely need to like maybe stir it, but it needs more liquid. And that's basically it. So, well, here's my entry into the Dump Cake Cook-Off. Thanks for watching. Hello, I'm a British person. Oh, no.
No, don't.
Okay. All right.
Just say, junk man. It's done. It's hot.